Sejam bem-vindos ao primeiro episódio da série Guias de Armas BF3. E a arma que estou me referindo a esse episódio será a M16.
Hitting a light bulb at 400 yards seems an impossible shot, especially for an assault rifle rather than a sniper or target weapon. But on his second shot, Tippy's weapon hits the mark.
Well, it looks as if this AR-15 is going to do exactly what we've asked it to do. The groups are consistent with the test. Now what we're going to do is take her back to the shop, clean it up, box it up, and send it on its way.
But hitting targets at 400 yards isn't the most pressing need for troops these days. In fact, with the close-in urban combat of Iraq, most firefights take place in under 100 yards, and some much, much closer than that. To meet that challenge, the M16 has evolved. Today, Marines and Army troops in Iraq carry a shorter barrel version of the rifle, the M4. Even lighter than an M16, the M4 is ideal for daily patrols and building searches.
You see that primarily in a lot of the combat units because of the fact that it's easier for close combat, moving in and out so that you don't have such a bulky thing in front of you.
The Marines and the Army both use M16s outfitted with the M203, an extension that attaches to the end of the barrel and converts the M16 into a grenade launcher.
The 203 was something they introduced after Vietnam. They had the M79, so basically you took a guy that his full-time job had been just lobbing grenades, and you put that under an M16, so instead of having just a guy lobbing grenades, you've got a guy who can fire a rifle, but also works as a grenadier in a traditional infantry role.
The Navy's version of the M16 has special waterproofing and muzzles designed to help drain water.
You don't have to worry about the weapon fouling due to water. The water's kept out of the action, it's kept out of the lower receiver, so you're ready to go as soon as you pop out of the water.
With so many different versions, it's no surprise the M16 is still the primary weapon of every U.S. soldier.
The M16 is so versatile it can be used in practically any climate and every different type of situation.
But all that may soon change. Coming up, after a 40-year run as the U.S. military's weapon of choice, hardcore testing to find its replacement is underway. Harsh deserts, frigid mountains, unforgiving terrain. These are today's battlefields. Environments that wreak havoc on soldiers and equipment, especially a fine-tuned weapon like the M16.
You have to take into consideration where these weapons are being used. They're out in Afghanistan and Iraq, where your supply chain, your logistics, your cleaning equipment is perhaps not what it could be here in the United States. It calls for increased maintenance and increased inspections on the guns that are fielded overseas.
And all of that cleaning and inspection takes time away from the actual mission, getting the bad guys. So after more than 40 years of service, the military is looking to replace the M16. The mission? Build a weapon that's lighter, yet just as powerful. A rifle that won't overheat in battle and is better able to take on the toughest terrain in the world. An early frontrunner was the XM8. Designed by Heckler & Koch, the XM8 has been in development for almost a decade.
The styling on the XM8, a little bit futuristic, probably more Starship Troopers, but despite the high-tech looks, it's a very user-friendly gun.
Taking a cue from the M16, the XM8 has components made of lightweight polymers. But the XM8 is even lighter, weighing in at just under 6 pounds.
The XM8 features detachable 30-round box magazines. It can also be fed from a 100-round drum. Ambidextrous controls are mounted on both the left and the right-hand sides, and the charging handle up on top also acts as a forward assist.
But the XM8 has some competition in its attempt to topple the M16.
What the end users really wanted was a gun that would handle almost exactly the same. The selector lever, the bolt release, magazine release, the pistol grip, the handguards, everything is in the same exact place to where the shooter doesn't have to learn anything new.
M16 é a designação das Forças Armadas norte-americanas para uma família de fuzis de assalto derivados do AR-15. Este fuzil de assalto tem sido o principal fuzil de infantaria das Forças Armadas dos Estados Unidos desde 1967. Além de ser utilizado por 15 países da OTAN, o M16 é a arma mais produzida em seu calibre. O M16 ainda é a principal arma das Forças Armadas americanas. Também é amplamente utilizado pelas suas forças policiais, quer sejam versões militares, por exemplo, em Polícia de Los Angeles, LAPD, havia alguns M16 que foram aposentados pelo US Army, ou em versões civis que são limitadas a fogo semiautomático. Os fuzis da família AR-15 são fabricados nos Estados Unidos por pelo menos dezenas de grandes empresas como Armalite, Bushmaster, Colt, FN Manufacturing, Reese, Les Baer e outros. E por um número ainda maior de pequenas empresas que montam seus M16 a partir de peças fabricadas por outras empresas. A família AR-15 também é fabricada fora dos Estados Unidos, mas notavelmente no Canadá, pela Daimaco. A China também produz um modelo de AR-15. Os M16 são utilizados por várias forças fora dos Estados Unidos, destacando o Serviço Aéreo Especial, SAS britânico, que preferiu utilizar o M16 durante a era desastrada do L-85. Hoje, a maior parte dos defeitos do M16 foram sanados. Ele é considerado um dos melhores fuzis de assalto do mundo, mesmo não podendo rivalizar no quesito confiabilidade em qualquer ambiente. Com seus maiores rivais, os fuzis Kalashnikov, ele é razoavelmente confiável, especialmente quando mantido em boa manutenção. Ele é uma das armas mais ergonômicas e precisas já produzida. A principal vantagem do projeto da Eugene Stoner é a modularidade. Diversos calibres de rifles e pistolas podem ser adaptados. Vão desde o pequeno e rápido .17 Remington até o monstruoso .458 Socom, ou do .22 LR até os .50 AE, apenas intercambiando as partes superior e inferior de cada caixa da culatra. O AR-15/M16 é operado a gás, alimentado por carregador com seletor de fogo. O M16 e o AR-15 são basicamente a mesma arma, sendo que o AR-15 para o mercado fuzil são limitados a fogo semiautomático.
Fantastic.